Hey everyone, and welcome back to FSI DFS. I'm McKinley412. I'm one of the NHL coaches here. I work alongside TK Nation. We got another preview video for you here for the Tuesday night slate. If you're new to NHL DFS, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are kind of like the larger slate. You're pretty much going to get a double-digit slate on those days. All the other days, you're kind of filling in with like a small 3 to 6 game slate. We're going to get a video out for you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for sure. And we'll try to get videos out for you all the other days as well. But obviously things come up, life happens. But we'll try our best to get you videos as often as we possibly can. So Conor Mcdavid, he is the cover boy here. But before we get started, please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We are so close, so close. So please do that. It really does help us out. So let's just dive right in. Conor Mcdavid, he is the cover boy. No surprise there. Go to the next slide. We'll see. There we go. Biggest money line faves. It is Edmonton. The Oilers, far and away, not even close, the biggest favorite on the slate tomorrow at minus 260. And then it drops down to just Minnesota and Montreal tied at minus 150. Which is pretty crazy considering it's an 11-game slate. There's a lot of even matchups to go about. So there's not really like true chalk outside of the Oilers and McDavid and everything. Everybody after them is pretty much, I think the ownership's going to be pretty spread out. You're going to see a lot of teams at that, 3 to 3.3 implied goal total. I obviously couldn't fit them all in here. So like if you don't see them on the top 5, doesn't mean that, they're a terrible play. There's going to be a lot of them in that range. But Oilers, clearly the top option on Tuesday night. Implied total as of now is at 3.8, 3.9. It's going to fluctuate as the day goes on. So keep monitoring those things along with the lines. Game totals, we have four of the 11 games have a 6 goal total. And you can see him on the screen right there. So let's just go right into the center position. Right up at the top, Conor McDavid, 9.2K. He got a serious price bump. This is the first guy we've seen over 9K so far this season. But it was going to be expected. He's just unreal. He's got a great matchup going up against Anaheim. So McDavid at 9.2K, he's going to be worth every penny. But, you're going to have to find some value to go along with him, especially if you're going to be pairing him with a guy like Draisaitl and a couple of his line mates from there. But still, I think he's in a great spot tomorrow night. Anze Kopitar, 7.5K. The Kings, they have scored 8 goals this season, and he has been the goal scorer or has an assist on 7 of those 8. 7.5K, he shoots the puck. He's getting in on all of the goal action for the Kings. Now they're going up against Nashville, who's had a real rough start to the season. They're 0-2 on the season, letting up quite a few goals. So they even let up 4 against expansion Seattle. So I think Kopitar is in a great spot. And then Braden Point at 7.2. He's had a rough start to the season, kind of all that Tampa Bay line 1 has. And then you just got the news that Kucherov is going to be out for a while, so he lost him on his right wing. But still, he's just too good to be in this long of a slump. So I think at some point he's going to break out of it. And he's in that high game total. He's going up against Florida. The over-under is at 6. They're going to have one of the higher implied totals on the slate. So I like Braden Point there. In the mid-range, Jack Hughes, 6.3K. He's going up against Seattle, who's going to be on a back-to-back, a road back-to-back. So it's never fun in the NHL. So Hughes, he had a great opening night, 2 goals in his first game, handful of shots on net as well. So former number 1 overall pick. He's got the talent. He's probably going to be closer up to that 7K range by the end of the season. Nazem Kadri, 6K for Colorado. Nathan McKinnon, he is still out. So Kadri still got that top line for Colorado. So, the value is definitely there. And then Kuznetsov at 5.1K. He's getting alongside Ovechkin and Wilson. That top line of Washington is great. So 5.1K, I still think that this guy should be closer to around 6K. I know he doesn't shoot the puck a whole lot. I know he doesn't get many block shots, but still, when you're skating on the top power play unit, and you're skating with a guy like Ovechkin, I think you should be priced higher than 5K. As for the value plays at center, I put in Pierre-Luc Dubois there at 4K. I don't know. He just always seems to be that guy who always does pretty well for me. But, if you're not interested in that play, I totally get it. Anthony Cirelli for Tampa Bay, second line center. He's got Killorn and Stamkos on his wings. He gets power play time. We saw on opening night what he's able to do. So 3.8K, as long as he kind of hovers around here, and he's been like this all season long, I'm just going to kind of keep targeting him and having him in my player pool, especially as like a value center. And then Kirby Dach, 3.3. Chicago, disastrous start to the season. Disastrous start to the season so far. They've shuffled up the lines. So Johnson is not the top line center anymore with Patrick Kane. Now it is Kirby Dach. So 3.3K top line for Chicago, skating alongside Patrick Kane. I think he's in a phenomenal position here. And going up against the Islanders, I just had to double check that real quick. Going up against New York, and New York has let up a lot of goals. They've normally been known for their stingy defense. Not so far in the first two games. So we'll see what they can do on Tuesday night. Over to the winger position, I just combined two names. Leon Draisaitl there, 8.3. You compare him with McDavid. Obviously, if you're choosing between McDavid and Draisaitl, I would definitely go with McDavid. But still, Edmonton, they're going to be steamrolling. They're going to be the chalk tomorrow, hands down. Alex Ovechkin at 8K right below him. Ovechkin is just on a tear. He's on a mission this season. In just 2 games, he's got 3 goals, 2 assists, 11 shots on net. He's able to get that shot bonus on any given night. So I absolutely love Washington here. You compare him with Kuznetsov there if you want in the center. Steven Stamkos, 7K. He has a multi-point game in every single game for Tampa Bay this season. He's 3 for 3, getting a multi-point game. And if you get 3 points on DraftKings, you get that point bonus as well. So he's been doing fantastic. And like I said, Tampa Bay should be in a high-scoring game going up against Florida. And then I threw in Kirill Kaprizov there, 6.2. Minnesota, they are the second biggest favorite on the slate at the moment. And he kind of surged onto the scene last season. We know what he's capable of doing, and 6.2K, I think is just a little bit too cheap for him. I think he could be a little bit higher priced, especially by the end of the season, or even mid-season. Going into the mid-range, Jesse Pulliarvi, 5.7. He did get that price bump when he was at 4.4K. He was almost like a lock and load. He's doing much better. He's really starting to become the prospect that people were thinking he was going to be. But still, 5.7, I think he is still a great value. I've been pairing McDavid and Pulliarvi a lot so far this season. Well, in the games that Edmonton has played, it's not a lot. We're still early in the season, but still, I've been doing the McDavid and Pulliarvi combo, and it has been doing very well for me. And then you got Anders Palat, 4.8K. He's skating top line with Braden Point in Tampa, again, at home in that high over-under. Now, you don't have Kucherov on that top line anymore, so that is kind of a bummer. But Kucherov was replaced with the guy we are going to be talking about here in the value section. We'll just jump ahead to him. Corey Perry. He's kind of taking Kucherov's spot, or at least he did in the warm-ups on Monday. I'm recording this video before the Tuesday morning skates. So please check any updated lines. But as of now, Corey Perry is going to be skating on that top line with Braden Point and Anders Palat. So that Tampa Bay 1 line is very cheap. 4.8K Palat and then a 2.6 Perry. Very, very cheap. Killorn, Tampa Bay again. I just think they're in a great spot, apparently. I just think they have great value. They're not super expensive, but, they have great value. And then Brendan Gallagher at 4.2K. He doesn't have any goals or assists so far this season. But, they're going to come. He's a shot machine. He's a guy who can easily get you that shot bonus on any given night. So I do like Brendan Gallagher in this spot. And then we turn towards the defense. Roman Josi, 6.9K, still skating with Nashville. They lost Ellis, so Josi really is starting to take control of that defense. I mean, he already was kind of in control, but he's a guy who could possibly see 28, 29, maybe even 30 minutes of ice time in a single game. So he's able to generate it all for you. Victor Hedman at 6.8K. Hedman, he gets goals, he gets assists, he blocks shots, he gets shots on net. He's kind of like your total package and the guy that you want. He gets top power play unit time. He's kind of really the top D that you really want to target. Darnell Nurse, 6.2. Again, pairing any Edmonton guy. If you want to go down to Barry, I totally understand that too. But I like Nurse a little bit more. Brent Burns, if you've been playing NHL DFS or been paying attention to NHL for a while, you know that Brent Burns is just a monster when it comes to DFS production. And then Drew Doughty, kind of talked about Kopitar earlier on in the video. Drew Doughty is kind of right there with him in the stats of he's been a part of 6 of LA Kings' 8 goals so far this season. So Kopitar's been on 7 of the 8 goals, and Doughty's been on 6 of the 8 goals. So if you just want to do a Doughty Kopitar mini stack for LA, no issues with that. Over in the mid-range, you got Pulak at 4.8K. This guy is a shot blocking machine. If you are going to him, you're kind of looking more towards, can he get you that shot block bonus? But he gets it more often than not. But if he doesn't get it, you kind of lost a little bit of salary there, in my opinion. Ekman Larson for Vancouver. They're going up against the Sabres. Now, the Sabres, just an absolute shock so far this season. They're absolutely controlling games, but they are still letting a lot of shots to opposing D. So we saw a guy like Chukrin get 5 shots on goal, hit that bonus last game out. Ekman Larson, he can easily get there as well as getting on the score sheet. And then Matt Dumba, he has been a monster so far this season. He's in both of Minnesota's games. He's gotten the block shot bonus, and he's gotten the shot on goal bonus as well. So 4.4K, I played him in the last slate when he was only 4-1, and it worked very well. I could be returning to the well here with him at just 4.4 on a heavy, well, not a heavy, but the second largest favorite on a large slate. And then all those value options that you see, McDonough, DeHaan, and Savard, all 3 of those guys can get you close to 20 minutes of ice time. And all 3 of those guys are in the top 10 for blocked shots in the league so far this season. So all 3 of them can easily get you that block shot bonus. A couple of them are on the power play. A couple of them are on the penalty kill unit. And they're going to see lots of ice time. So I think those are all phenomenal values they could go towards. And then looking at the line stacks, obviously, if you haven't figured it out by now, pay up for McDavid, Draisaitl, and Pulliarvi. They're going to be the number 1 line, hands down. I was searching for another line that I absolutely loved and I wanted to pay up for, but it's tough. I think this slate is going to be really spread out on ownership. There's outside of this Edmonton line 1, there's not much. I mean, you can go to the Tampa line 1, but then you got Corey Perry there, and it kind of like, it doesn't really excite you that much. And then Palat doesn't have too much of a floor himself. Value wise, and then I was thinking like, let's go to Minnesota. One of the bigger favorites on the slate, Kaprizov, Eriksson Ek, and Zuccarello. But then you look at their salaries, and they're pretty value friendly. So Kaprizov at 6.2, Eriksson Ek at 3.9, and Zuccarello at 4.7. You can fit them in your lineup, and you can pair them with like the top Edmonton stack if you want. So I don't think salary is going to be too much of an issue on this slate. There is a lot of value to be found. It's kind of went through the slides. But then the other value stack that I really like is going to be that Cirelli, Stamkos, and Killorn line. They've been doing very well so far this season. They've kind of been the ones carrying Tampa Bay so far, just because that top line just hasn't been producing as they should be. But the second line for Tampa Bay, I think, is definitely the one I would be targeting. So that kind of wraps things up. Thanks for watching. We really do appreciate all the views that we have been getting. Please comment down below. What do you like about these videos? What don't you like? What's your favorite line stack for tonight? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. And again, if you haven't joined our Discord already, please hop on in. We'd love to have you. The NHL room is premium, but it is very affordable. So all the pricing is in our is at our website. Link down below in the description. Please check that out. And yeah, it kind of covers everything. So as always, good luck in your contest, and we will see you in the next video.